Hey guys, this is Echo Soundworks with ADSR, and you're checking out a first look video where we're going to be looking at a free plugin by Infected Mushroom Polyverse, and it is called Widen. So as the name suggests, it makes things wider. It's a stereo enhancement tool. Now this caught my interest for two reasons. First, I love Infected Mushrooms plugins. Second, it's free, and I should have said three reasons. Third, it actually doesn't screw up your phase, and it has mono compatibility. So most stereo widening tools cannot make that claim. And if you guys don't know what that means, it's simply, usually when you apply any type of stereo widening technique, whether it's delay, multi-second delay, you pan left and right, that sort of stuff, or even a plugin that's meant to just widen things, your phase correlation is going to suffer a little bit, and your mono compatibility isn't going to be as strong if you apply those techniques to a lot of different tracks. And that becomes important if you're playing music out in festivals, clubs, venues where there's systems that are in mono. And also, it's just really important for the integrity of your mix. If your mix is too close to a stereo readout on a phase correlation meter, it's just going to sound a little bit off, a little bit weird. So let's listen to this little track I have going here. We're going to test this out on. Right, so my phase correlation meter was hovering around just a little bit under, it's kind of it's in the green, right? This phase correlation at the far right would be mono, at the middle would be true stereo, and to the left would be antiphase. So if we apply a bunch of stereo widening techniques on a bunch of tracks, our track will move more towards the stereo or even potentially antiphase, which would be bad. Now let's listen to Widen on the brass tabs here. So the controls are pretty easy to use. You can just move up and down with your mouse and clicking and dragging out. You can click into the text, and you can just double click anywhere. And if you're not at 100%, it'll take you to 100%. So 100% is stereo. Anything past that is more extreme settings. Now here's the cool thing. Just kind of drink that in. That's the sound. Let's take it to a mono sum. It's pretty crazy. That was quieter because I don't have all the mastering effects on the mono version, but you can still hear the effects. So that's what I mean by it is still going to be mono compatible. Now let's take this out to 200% just so we can hear it. It's pretty crazy. Right, so we're still not going into antiphase. Now that is definitely an extreme setting, but let's actually apply a little bit of this to this mix, if I can even call it that, because it's so basic right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a little bit to this brass tab to get it kind of out of the way of this bass. Now you notice that I purposely on every track in this mix, I don't have any EQ going on, so there should be a lot of frequency fighting, right? This brass tab is low, this bass is low, and I haven't taken out any of the lows. So that's subtle, but you can hear the brass tab a little bit more. Now let's apply a little bit to this impulse, this key track from a Serum Pack. So you can, again, it kind of makes it jump out of the mix, right? Because everything's panned up and down the center in this mix. So it's a really cool plugin, guys. It is free. Link will be in the description. Really easy to use. And if you guys are Manipulator users, the plugin, the vocal manipulation suite by Infected Mushroom Polyverse, you might be more familiar with this than you think. There is actually, where this came from was down here. It is the stereo widening part of Manipulator stripped out into its very own free plugin. All right, guys, if you have any questions or comments, post them, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, hit that like button and hit subscribe. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm Echo Soundworks. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time.